Hello everybody and welcome live from the Hannover trade show. Hannover trade show is the biggest industrial trade show in the world, and we are ready on day 2 of our live interactive stream. And like you can see here, also our booth is ready. Over 1,000 square meters are equipped with latest technologies. There are about 150 Beckhoff employees ready, and since 1 hour the trade show is open and customers are coming to join us here live. And for those of you around the globe, no matter if it's in Europe, in the Americas, in Asia, in Africa, in Australia, wherever you are, we have the live interactive directly here from the trade show. As always, if you want to interact, use the chat possibility and write us questions. You can also send an email to meet@beckhoff.com, or you just take all communication channels you know. And in particular, this morning, I am in interest to see where you're all listening from. So wherever you are around the globe, just write in the chat window maybe little greetings from India or from Australia, or even if you are awake from Canada. It's all up to you, but do me a favor and shoot us a little message and say hello to us. Well, as always, we have about 30 minutes with technology highlights of this week. The same is tomorrow and the day after. And I like to pass over to my colleague Felix. He's down there. And I think, Felix, you will start with the first technology highlight of the day, right?
I will start with the first technology highlight of the day, indeed. But before we do that, I would like to show you our board. So Roland had the top shot, and now I think Malte will give you an impression of the IPC forum, the I/O forum, the Motion forum, and the TwinCAT forum. So all of the products displayed here on our booth at Hanover. Please come and visit us, because we are really, really proud, because this booth is not only the products, and we do not only have engineers at Beckhoff, we also have a lot of craftsmen who work really hard for 2 weeks to set up this booth. So we are doing the entire woodwork, the entire painting, all the light and sound installation. That's a lot of work just to give a nice frame to the presentation of the technology. And one exhibition wall, which was particularly designed for one product, which is called the TwinCAT Hypervisor, has been designed between our craftsmen and Daniel, who is standing in front of this wall. Daniel, I've Googled it. Hypervisor is, I think, an invented word. This does not mean anything if you go for the meaning of itself. What can you tell us about the TwinCAT Hypervisor? What's behind this word?
Yes. So the TwinCAT BSD Hypervisor is a new system feature of our TwinCAT BSD operating system, and it allows the concurrent execution of TwinCAT real-time applications for PLC or motion control, and the execution of virtual machine environments. And those virtual machine environments can then again be used to host different operating systems. So, and this is actually what we are presenting on this exhibition wall. What you will see here is we have one Beckhoff IPC, which actually runs 3 different operating systems. Of course, TwinCAT BST to control the access and the lights. And then we have Windows as one operating system and one virtual machine. And we have Linux as second operating system, in a second virtual machine. Yeah.
Daniel, don't get me wrong, but we always talk about PC-based control, how the Moore's law is developing the power of processors, how we get much more performance into such a PC every year. But still, it seems to be like you are bragging a little bit, because why would you need 2 or even 3 operating systems on a PC? I think that's a bit too much.
Yeah, I think each operating system has its benefits, its pros and cons. Of course, TwinCAT BSD as performant and small real-time operating system. And then you have Windows with its graphical desktop environment, which our customers are used to, for example, control the machine via an HMI. And then, for example, Linux as another operating system has the advantage, or is currently used as host for containers like Docker or other container technologies to host applications inside modular software packages. And with the hypervisor, you can benefit from all these different advantages of your operating systems on one system. This is the one aspect. The other aspect is that with the hypervisor, you can also, let's say, increase the security of the control system. Because now that Windows is running inside a virtual machine, we can simply update or restart Windows. I can demonstrate it to you. Now Windows is restarting, and what we can see is that the drives or the access are still running. So the machine is still controlled, although Windows is restarting. And this leads to a better availability of the system.
So to comprehend, you get the benefits of all the different operating system worlds, and you can increase the machine availability, the machine uptimes,
Yeah,
right?
good summary.
Perfect. Then I guess our customers only have one question left, which will be, when will it be available? Or is it already available?
Yeah, so actually the hypervisor is part of the TwinCAT BSD operating system, so most of the features are already available for beta tests, so our customers can try to run virtual machines and test their use cases. The official release with all the features and documentation is planned for end of June this year. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for this very interesting look and for the explanation what's behind this word. Thank you so far.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now we would like to have a short look back on what happened yesterday. Yesterday, our German Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited us here in Hanover. He came with the Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Costa. They came to our booth. There was a shake hands with Friederike Beckhoff, who welcomed them here on our booth, and then they even assembled an MX system. So this was a huge success. It was in the German media yesterday all the time. We were very happy to show our system in that way. And now we have an interview planned between Roland and Hans. They are looking at the importance of political visits at companies such as Beckhoff, and they also have some other topics. So please, Roland, tell us, what is your take on the visit yesterday?
Well, yesterday was a great day for us, and if I take a look into the European and the German press today, I think we made a good impression to the German Chancellor and the Portuguese Prime Minister, because media is full of this visit. But before we get into this, I appreciate your greetings, because I saw that somebody from Indonesia is listening, Sweden, UAE, the Arabian Emirates, USA, Turkey is joining us, of course our colleagues in Germany as well. So just keep posting greetings if you like, and of course also ask questions.
Okay.
Now, Hans, let's take a look back to yesterday.
Yeah.
We have some experience with what we called politician visitors, because Angela Merkel was here twice.
Yeah, that's true.
Once already with the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, Mr. Rutte. We had our Economy Minister here. The Vice Chancellor was here, Mr. Rösler. So we had a lot of visitors over the last years. And then yesterday, Olaf Scholz and Antonio Costa. Is this still thrilling and exciting, or is it a kind of a routine?
Well, it's still exciting. You see, so the important politicians which are coming to us, they are people of history, or they may become people of world history. And so I respect them first, because they are these important persons, and they have the duties which they have to fulfill. And so, and you know that you're meeting somebody who can really decide something. This is one point. The other point is, if you start to talk to them, then you feel that they are quite normal human beings.
It is good
and
to
that
know.
that you can talk directly with them. Normally they are very, very friendly, very uncomplicated. In front of such a meeting, a lot of security, a lot of organization is done so that you think you should never touch it, never speak to such a person. But if he's really there, this person, then it becomes completely uncomplicated. And can you trust on this, and therefore you don't have to be this nervous, because they are normal human beings.
And I also know that you also have some more private moments with these politicians, because I think you traveled to China and to Japan with some other authorities. So this is then a completely different scale, right?
Yeah, I had the honor to travel with former Chancellor Ms. Merkel to China, and if you travel for a few days together, so that then you can talk more often to each other, and you are flying in the same plane, and it's becoming more private. So it's, but the experience is the same. They are normally good people, and I have to say most of the political people I met are even intelligent.
That's also good to know. Before we talk about in detail about the questions you had for Mr. Scholz yesterday, let me just drop one little note, because I remember that you were also invited to meet Mr. Obama in 2016, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Mr. Obama, I had the honor to shake hands with him and to introduce our company to him, and to sit together with also all the American management people which traveled together with him, and I was in the German delegation. This was also a good experience, because also here, even this very famous guy, in the end, is very human and very touchable.
Now, at these meetings, there's plenty of time, but like today with our live stream, we have 30 minutes. Yesterday, you had 7 minutes with Olaf Scholz and Premier Costa.
Yeah.
So what were the key messages you distributed?
For sure I explained to him our technology, but the key message is concentrated in the sentence, the engineers have to save the world. And this is a sentence which is deeply true to our beliefs, because all the technological progress which is necessary to fight the climate problems we have, and to fulfill all the demands of a growing world population, which wants to see some wealth and some better living. So all these requirements have to be solved by engineers, because machines have to produce more goods with less energy consumption, with less material consumption, and this is our responsibility. So responsibility for the Beckhoff people, and maybe also the responsibility for our listeners, because they also may be technology engineers. So we really have to save the world. We have to take care about these new production principles.
Now, our Minister, Chancellor, and also the Prime Minister are legal people, to say so, no engineers.
Yeah.
You think you got the message spread?
Yeah, I think, they know that they have to rely on the engineers. On the other hand, I have to say it's not only the engineers who are saving the world. Also, even the legal guys, even the politicians, they have to save the world by themselves also. No? And this is also what they understand, and this is also the duty they have and the burden they have. So this is why I also respect them.
We had the chance to discuss also technology, actually new products, and I think we'd like to take a look.
Yep.
One example we have over here.
Yeah, for sure.
Squeeze in between.
Yeah.
Excuse me, thank you. Now, this was the example we also had presented yesterday. So what's the secret about this? Because it will replace a control cabinet.
Completely,
and you are born more or less inside a cabinet, to say it this way.
Wow,
you did cabinet building for many years.
Yeah.
I did cabinet building, and now we want to replace this.
Yeah, you're right. So I started my company 42 years ago with cabinet building, and we are still building a lot of wonderful cabinets today. So about 250 of our employees are doing cabinet building, so it's not small, it's big in the company. And they are building traditional cabinets like this one, which you can see over there.
Yeah.
So, and here you see with a traditional cabinet, so you have PCs, power supplies, fuses, and a lot of manual wiring, which is necessary to connect all these different parts to each other. And this is how a cabinet is built. And with our new MX system, as we call it, we think we have a disruptive, revolutionary alternative to cabinet building. Because this base plate together with the module is completely replacing this cabinet you see over there. And it can be assembled and mounted without doing any manual wiring. And this is a big step forward, because you can take a drive module, put it to the base plate, and simply screw it, and then, falsch rum.
That's it.
And that's it. And now we have done the complete wiring of an access. No? So
now, yesterday it took Mr. Scholz about a minute, because he only had a manual screwdriver.
Yeah.
We are now allowed to go back with a battery-powered one, so it's even in a few seconds done.
Yeah.
Now,
we think that the time is reduced from, let's say, 1 day or 2 days for building such a cabinet in a manual way. It's reduced to an hour, not more.
And I noticed that everything we have here is existing out of core competences, because this is PC technology, motion technology, I/O technology, on top TwinCAT to control everything.
And
so
cabinet know-how.
Yeah, so everything is in-house, but now revolutionary packed. That's it.
That's it,
so simple.
Yeah, it's so simple, but it needs a company like Beckhoff, because we are on one side the technology company, and on the other side this very practical company which knows how to build cabinets. And both worlds, the practical down-to-earth world and the high-tech world, is coming together in these products. And for sure you have to be a company which is building industrial PCs, which is building drives, which is building I/Os, which is writing a lot of software. Only a company which has the cabinet know-how, and only a company with all these features can invent such a system. And therefore, it's typical for Beckhoff that we are doing it.
I think one other typical thing is that you in your life have multiple hats on.
Yeah.
I mean, you are the motivator of the company. You are a technology expert for us.
Hopefully, yeah.
You work in our development teams, you support everybody, you also take care about some personal belongings if somebody had issues. But I noticed that, especially the last year, you're also heavily active in procurement
Yeah.
to support the global supply chain crisis we have in order to get more parts. So is this also a brand new challenge, or is this something you always did in 42 years?
Well, you know, I started the company on a very small base, and it was quite clear that I did the procurement by myself.
Yeah.
And over the years, we got a procurement department which is now doing this job in a wonderful way. But now it's becoming critical because of the semiconductor companies and their supply issues they have. And so it's so important that it's becoming now on the highest level of management necessary to look for parts. And this means that I by myself and also a lot of other ones, we have at least weekly meetings with all our important suppliers. And we also talk with the management level of these suppliers, so to ensure really that we can deliver our products to our customers. It's a tough game in the moment.
But the good news is that we are always delivering.
Yeah.
Every day we deliver, we grow every day.
Yeah.
Maybe not as fast as we should,
Yeah.
but we supply and supply and supply.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we are a little bit late in.
Yes.
so excuse to all our customers which are listening. And it's not our way we are normally doing business. You know that we are normally delivering out of our warehouse in a week or 2 weeks or maybe maximum of 4 weeks. In the moment we have delivery times of up to 40 weeks, which is completely ridiculous to my point of view, but we cannot be faster because of our suppliers with the semiconductors. Also on this show, our suppliers are coming, so Analog Devices, Texas Instruments, Intel, and we're doing tough negotiations with them so we get the parts and that we can fulfill your needs. There is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, so it's becoming a little bit better, but for the next 6 months it will be still at least adventurous or difficult, but then I hope beginning of next year we should see better times.
Excellent. That's a good statement to continue with technology. So many thanks, Hans, for your time. Yesterday we talked about machine learning, and it's now my pleasure to hand over to Felix again, because in our own motion technology we use also machine learning, and that's the next topic.
Die nächste Kamera.
Before we dive into motion technology and talk with Angela about our linear motors, I have 2 things which I want to address. So first of all, greetings to Nigeria and to Poland. Very nice that you are tuning in on LinkedIn, I guess. And the second thing is, Hans and Roland talked about that political importance and about the connections between politics and economy. And one thing for sure is also where products are manufactured. And we are very proud to say that all of our products which you see here, our PCs, our rotatory motors, and even our linear motors, they are manufactured in Germany. They are not only developed by Beckhoff, they are also, the vast majority is also manufactured by us here in Verl in East Westphalia or in Markt Heidenfeld, where we produce the motors. But now let's get into the topic linear motors. Angela, just to comprehend, who is using linear motors and for what reason?
Yes. So basically, linear motors can be used for every linear application, but due to the direct drive principle, linear motors have no backlash or any mechanical translation, so they are very suitable for application with high demands on accuracy or dynamics.
And now we are presenting this product, and
Yes.
I think there are some other companies in Hanover who offer similar products, so linear motors as well. And we always try to make a habit out of improving software in software. So what can you tell us about the special things of AL8000 which other companies can't do?
Yeah, a very interesting topic. We have our machine learning with our TwinCAT software, and we use this machine learning to build a new feature for our linear motors AL8000, and it is called the cogging compensation. And I will do a short explanation. So cogging forces occur on every iron core motor due to the magnetic attraction between the magnetic plates and the iron core on the primary part. And especially at lower speeds, it can cause negative effects on the machine. So we decided to solve this problem and develop this cogging compensation. And it is only a software function, so it is based on machine learning and contains out of 3 steps. So first, we do a reference drive of the complete magnetic path at the customer and collect some raw data of the machine. And these raw data of the reference drive are used to train a model. And the result of this model training are some parameters which are used in the application in our control loop.
I think that's a very, very nice example, not only for the whole power of software, but also for working together within Beckhoff. So we have the experts within your group who are experts for linear motors, and then we have a completely other field, machine learning,
Right.
who know how to solve problems with neural networks, with learning, and all these matters, and then we can combine it to actually create something special for our customers.
Yeah.
Can you put this into numbers somehow? So if we look at the fact sheet of the product, what are we? How much are we improving?
Okay, of course. So if we have a look on the accuracy, which we can improve by reducing the position lag by a factor of 6. And we also can improve the synchronism by reducing the velocity ripple by a factor of 5. So all in all, an improvement of the machine and an improvement for the customer.
Okay. Thank you very much for that take on the combination of drive technology and machine learning. Now I would like to transition to another drive system, which is also kind of linear. It can go in a circle. The XTS system, the extended transport system. It has been in the market for 10 years now, so it's kind of an anniversary actually this year. And we found a lot of customers, and it has become a standard for many customers. And that's why we have a big team evolving around the matter of helping our customers to integrate this technology. And for this, Mike Retencourt is with Roland.
Well, when we talked earlier about 42 years of Beckhoff, we also heard from Hans Beckhoff that he started actually building control cabinets. And since 31 years, Mike, you are part of this department more or less, because that's how long you are with the company. This is amazing, 31 years with Beckhoff, so cool. But before we start with the topic, now Mike is also in our system engineering department, where we have more than 250 employees building cabinets based on customer requests. We do the programming, we do the wiring and everything. Now, if you listen carefully, our MX system should replace sooner or later the cabinet. So what do? Well, we come up with extra services. And that's something we would like to talk about, because our XTS system, our linear motion system, normally exists out of a small frame and the mover, and that's it. But you and your department do something in particular with the XTS system. So what is that, Mike?
Exactly, Roland. We are adding value in the way that we are providing assembly services for XTS systems. And that means we fully pre-assemble, pre-commission, and ship out in one pack this kind of unit that usually goes along with the control cabinet. And if desired, we are in the position to deliver also the program for the overall machine for the customer or for a project.
Okay, so I can understand that if I would be a customer, I just decide what mechanics I need for my application, and then we get together with you and your team, and you set out the layout and say, well, these are the components you need, and you kit it right away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
This is indeed a key value that our customer get with us. One face, one responsible person who takes care of the guidance system for the connection, that means the control cabinets, and also for the software.
Okay. I noticed that you prepared a special movie, like a time-slap movie, so I think we'll take a look to the movie, and you might explain what is this project all about.
Yeah, very good. So we did execute this project recently. 5 different XTS loops are operating in this production line. In overall, we're talking about 130 meters of XTS track. And
meters, 130 meters?
Meters.
This is longer than a football field, right?
I'm not sure about this.
It's about 120.
I never run a goal-to-goal.
Yes, but that's the size. Wow, that's a long setup.
Yeah, that's a number, yeah. And more than 500 movers. And we've been involved in a quite early stage in this project, did a simulation to improve the performance of the machine. We designed control cabinet, integrated into the frame of the machine in accordance to UL directives. We fully pre-assembled these system, pre-commissioned and optimized these system in our HQ. And finally trained the customer on the scope of delivery.
And this is a real project?
That's a real project, and indeed the customer placed 3 additional orders.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's proof of concept, to say it this way. Now, are many customers using this possibility already from your department?
Indeed, it's a slight kind of success. Every third system gets already modified in that way that we get out to customers pre-assembled and ready to use.
I'm sure you would like to get more customers, so here's the tricky question. How do you, so you in the world who are listening right now, how can you get in touch with Mike, or who do you contact in the Beckhoff portfolio?
Well, and that's also quite easy, similar easy to handle a pre-assembled XTS system. You go for the same contacts, the well-known Beckhoff contacts, the local ones.
Okay, well then I think I would take Mike with me and we walk to the center aisle. Thank you, Mike, for this explanation. And as you see, there's already Felix standing and the crowd. And, oh, Felix, you picked somebody.
Because you talked about the local sales team which is trying to take advantage of the service which you offer with the team which is building the pre-assembled system. And Thomas Gupser from Switzerland is with me. Hello. Thomas, you are very successful in Switzerland selling XTS systems. How do you think our customers like the service which Mike and his team is offering?
Yeah, they like it very much because the commissioning time is quite shorter, and that's very important, especially in Switzerland, because we have a high cost of personnel, and so we can have a fast throughput and finish the machine very quickly. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for that statement, Thomas. So you see, even our sales colleagues, which are not prepared for this, can say something on the topic. I guess tomorrow we will have other topics once again, Roland. What do you know about that?
Well, we have the honor to invite Friederike Beckhoff for an interview where we talk about some global developments in our company, and we browse again through technology, because that's what this half an hour is always about the technology you can see, you can explore, or you can expect from Beckhoff. We will answer the questions later on. I appreciate that you joined us this half an hour from around the world, as I noticed. So this is the Beckhoff booth in Hanover. Thanks for listening. Looking forward to see and hear you tomorrow again. All the best. Have a nice day or evening. Take care. Bye-bye.